What's up guys, how's it going? So many of you may not even recognize the machine I'm sat next to here. This is actually a GameCube. Specifically, this is called a Panasonic Q, and what it does is it's a GameCube that can actually play DVDs. It was made by Panasonic. It wasn't released anywhere except for Japan. I don't believe many of them were made, although I don't know the exact figure. I managed to get one when I was actually living in China. One popped up in a magazine. I was browsing through a Chinese gaming magazine and there was an ad for one of these, so I ended up ordering it into China, which is, I guess, perhaps a little odd, but then I brought it with me from China back to England when I moved back there. It was working perfectly for a good few years, and then when I moved to America, it stayed in a dusty loft for maybe about 5 or 6 years. And since then, I've shipped it over to the US, and unfortunately now it doesn't work. Two issues. First of all, when I turn it on, it's making the most horrendous racket. It sounds like one of the fans is touching on something or is out of position slightly. So maybe it just needs cleaning, maybe it needs reseating or tightening up, maybe it needs replacing altogether, I'm not too sure. The other problem is, and this is a common issue, if I try to open the disc tray, as you can see, absolutely nothing happens. And the reason for that is because the disc tray is controlled by a rubber belt that actually spins and pushes the tray out. The problem is when these things get old, the belts dry out and the belt itself doesn't end up moving. So I've prized the tray open and put a disc in there, and the GameCube functionality actually works just fine. But I don't want to get another disc stuck in there, so I don't want to try it again. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to head to a really cool store in town called Gamers Paradise. And other than being a shop where you can go and buy a whole treasure trove of retro games, they also do retro console repairs. So I'm going to take this down there. I've actually already called in and spoke to the owner. They said they could do it. It doesn't sound too expensive, although I didn't know about the fan issue when I was speaking to them, so we'll have to see what happens when we get there. Anyway, let's get this thing to the store and get it repaired. So as you can see, by the time I got there, it was already dark, and that meant that one, I couldn't get a very good shot of the outside of the store, which is unfortunate, but it also meant I couldn't do a very detailed walk around of the inside like I was planning to. But I did get to have a quick chat with the owner, and he showed me a couple of his latest purchases.
Atari 800 in the box there. A Sinclair. Got a Sinclair
I don't
computer.
even think I've even seen the Atari box before.
Not the greatest, but
Wow. Wow.
some extra stuff that I've come across here and there.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, I'm not a collector.
That was pretty much all we had time for before he started flicking light switches off, and that was my clear signal to get out of there. But it's interesting what he said there right towards the end. Again, I'm not a collector, he said. That's despite having, as you can see, one of the most impressive video game collections I've ever seen in my entire life. So if he's not a collector, he's done pretty well for someone who's seemingly not trying. But there you can see they've got loads and loads of retro games, arcade cabinets, tons and tons of wall art. It's just an incredible place. If you can ever make it to Vegas, please give this place a visit. What's up? So we're back from the store, and the Panasonic Q is over there with Gamers Paradise. So he's going to look at the fan, check out the disk drive and replace the belt, and then hopefully he's going to take a look at, I'm pretty sure I had the American Japanese switch put in that machine, and it doesn't seem to work because I've tried all the button combinations and that doesn't seem to work at all. So he's going to have a look at all of those things and let me know. I'm expecting it back in the next few weeks. If it takes longer, that's okay. I really don't mind. I'm not in any hurry. So the only thing I have left to show of my Panasonic Q is the awesome GameCube controller that comes with it. So once I get the console back, I will do another video and give you guys a good look around the machine, and maybe we'll play some video games. Sounds like a good idea, right? Okay, take it easy.